Let me ask you something important today. Have you ever been told that all fruit is healthy? Because that is one of the biggest lies in modern nutrition. Yes, fruit comes from nature. Yes, fruit contains vitamins. Yes, fruit can be healing. But here's the truth. Most people don't want to talk about some fruits can quietly destroy your blood sugar. Some fruits can inflame your joints. Some fruits can damage circulation. Some fruits can worsen diabetes. Some fruits can weaken digestion. Some fruits can accelerate aging. And for seniors, the effects are even more dangerous. Because after 50, after 60, after 70, your metabolism is slower. Your insulin sensitivity changes. Your digestion weakens. Your inflammation levels rise. Your arteries become more fragile. Your nerves become more sensitive. Let me say something very clearly, because this is where most seniors are misled. For decades, you have been told that fruit is always healthy, that it's natural, that you can eat as much of it as you want without consequences. And while that message sounds good, it ignores one very important truth about the human body. The body changes with age. What worked for you at 25 does not work the same way at 55, 65, or 75. And when it comes to fruit, those changes matter more than most people realize. As we age, our metabolism slows down. That means your body does not process sugar as efficiently as it once did. Insulin, the hormone that moves sugar out of the bloodstream and into the cells, becomes less responsive. This is called insulin resistance, and it's extremely common in seniors, even in people who have never been diagnosed with diabetes. When you eat certain fruits that are high in sugar or low in fiber, that sugar enters the bloodstream very quickly, overwhelming a system that is no longer as flexible or forgiving as it used to be. Now let's talk about digestion. With age, digestive enzymes decrease, stomach acid becomes weaker, gut bacteria changes. This means that foods which were once easy to break down can now ferment, irritate the gut lining, and cause bloating, gas, inflammation, and discomfort. Certain fruits, especially those high in fructose, can become a problem because the aging gut struggles to absorb and process them properly. That undigested sugar feeds harmful bacteria, leading to inflammation that doesn't stay in the gut. It spreads throughout the entire body. Inflammation is a silent enemy of aging. It's behind arthritis, heart disease, brain fog, nerve pain, fatigue, and accelerated aging. Many seniors don't realize that some fruits, when eaten in excess or in the wrong form, can actually increase inflammation instead of reducing it. When blood sugar spikes repeatedly, the body responds with inflammatory chemicals. Over time, this damages blood vessels, stiffens arteries, and interferes with circulation. Poor circulation means less oxygen and fewer nutrients reaching your brain, your muscles, and your organs. Another major issue is muscle loss. After the age of 50, the body naturally loses muscle mass if it is not properly supported. This is called sarcopenia. High sugar fruits that spike insulin but provide little protein or muscle supporting nutrients can accelerate this process. Instead of nourishing muscle tissue, excess sugar is converted into fat, increasing weakness and reducing stability. This is one of the reasons falls become more common with age, not just because of balance, but because muscle strength is quietly being lost. Let's also talk about the brain. The aging brain is extremely sensitive to blood sugar fluctuations. Sudden spikes followed by crashes can lead to brain fog, poor concentration, memory lapses, and mood changes. Many seniors blame this on aging itself, but in reality it's often dietary. When fruit causes rapid changes in blood glucose, the brain feels it immediately. Over time, these fluctuations can increase the risk of cognitive decline and impair the brain's ability to repair itself. And then there's the liver. The liver is responsible for processing fructose, the natural sugar found in fruit. Unlike glucose, fructose must be handled almost entirely by the liver. In younger bodies, This system is more efficient, but in seniors, excessive fructose can overload the liver, leading to fat accumulation, inflammation, and reduced detoxification capacity. A stressed liver affects hormone balance, digestion, cholesterol levels, and energy production. This is why the idea that fruit is always safe is so dangerous for seniors. Fruit is not just vitamins and antioxidants, it is also sugar. And sugar, even when natural, must be respected. When fruit is eaten without considering fiber content, portion size, ripeness, timing, and individual health status, it can do more harm than good. What makes this even more concerning is that many seniors turn to fruit as a safe food when they are trying to eat healthier. They replace meals with fruit, they snack on fruit throughout the day, they drink fruit juices thinking they are nourishing their bodies, but what they are often doing is creating repeated blood sugar spikes, increasing inflammation, and exhausting their metabolic system without realizing it. Let me be very clear, this does not mean seniors should fear fruit. It means seniors should respect fruit. Nature provides powerful healing tools, but every tool must be used correctly. When you understand that your body at 60 is not the same as your body at 30, you begin to make smarter choices. You begin to listen to how your body responds. You begin to choose quality over quantity. Your body is incredibly intelligent. It gives you signals: fatigue, joint pain, bloating, poor sleep, brain fog. These are not random. They are messages. And very often those messages are telling you that something you believe is healthy is no longer serving you the way it once did. Aging does not mean decline is inevitable. Decline happens when the body is repeatedly stressed in ways it can no longer recover from efficiently. The goal is not to eliminate fruit, but to choose fruits that support stability rather than chaos inside the body. Stability in blood sugar, stability in digestion, stability in inflammation, stability in energy. When you respect these changes and adjust accordingly, something powerful happens. Energy returns, inflammation calms down, digestion improves, the mind becomes clearer, the body feels lighter and stronger. This is not magic, it is physiology. So remember this one truth: not all fruits are safe for seniors, and not all fruits are harmful either. The difference lies in understanding your aging body and feeding it in a way that supports healing rather than stress. When you make that shift, you stop fighting your body and start working with it. And that's where real health begins. Let's talk about something that quietly damages the aging body every single day, often without any immediate symptoms, and that is excess sugar coming from processed and high sugar fruits. Most seniors are not overeating candy or desserts, yet they are still dealing with unstable blood sugar, inflammation, fatigue, weight gain, and worsening health. Why? Because sugar doesn't always come in a candy wrapper. Very often it comes in the form of fruit that has been altered, concentrated, or chosen without understanding how the aging body responds to it. One of the biggest offenders is fruit juice. Even when it says 100% natural, even when it's freshly squeezed, juice removes the most important protective part of fruit, the fiber. Fiber slows down the absorption of sugar, allowing your body to handle it calmly and efficiently. When you drink juice, that protection is gone. What enters your bloodstream is essentially liquid sugar. For seniors, this causes an immediate spike in blood glucose, followed by a crash that leaves you tired, irritable, foggy, and craving more sugar. Over time, this repeated cycle exhausts the pancreas, worsens insulin resistance, and accelerates aging at the cellular level. Dried fruits are another major problem. Raisins, dates, dried mango, dried pineapple, and similar snacks are often marketed as healthy alternatives to sweets. But when fruit is dried, the water is removed and the sugar becomes highly concentrated. A small handful can contain the sugar equivalent of several pieces of fresh fruit. The aging body does not register this concentration properly, so it's very easy to consume far more sugar than intended. This overwhelms the liver, increases triglycerides, and fuels inflammation throughout the body. High sugar tropical fruits are also a concern, especially when eaten frequently or in large portions. Fruits like mango, pineapple, very ripe bananas, and papaya break down rapidly into sugar. In younger bodies, insulin can usually manage this load. In seniors, however, insulin response is slower and less efficient. This means sugar remains in the bloodstream longer, damaging blood vessels, nerves, and tissues. Over time, this contributes to neuropathy, poor circulation, vision problems, and increased cardiovascular risk. Another overlooked issue is how these high sugar fruits affect file storage. When the body receives more sugar than it can immediately use, it must store it, and it stores it as fat. For seniors, this fat often accumulates around the abdomen and organs, increasing inflammation and hormonal imbalance. Visceral fat is not passive. It releases inflammatory chemicals that interfere with blood sugar control, blood pressure, and immune function. This creates a vicious cycle where sugar intake leads to fat gain, which leads to more insulin resistance, which leads to even greater blood sugar instability. Joint pain and stiffness are also closely linked to high sugar intake. Excess sugar increases the production of inflammatory compounds that settle in joints and connective tissues. Many seniors believe their arthritis is simply due to age, but in reality, diet plays a massive role. High sugar fruits, especially when eaten daily, can worsen joint swelling, reduce mobility, and slow recovery. The more inflammation present, the harder it becomes for the body to heal itself. The brain is another organ that suffers greatly from processed and high sugar fruits. The brain relies on stable blood sugar for clear thinking, memory, and mood. Rapid spikes and crashes disrupt this balance. Seniors may experience increased forgetfulness, difficulty concentrating, anxiety, or irritability, often without realizing that their diet is a major contributor. Over time, chronic blood sugar instability increases oxidative stress in the brain, which accelerates cognitive decline. There is also the issue of timing. Consuming high sugar fruits late in the day or in the evening is particularly harmful for seniors. At night, the body is meant to repair and regenerate. When sugar floods the bloodstream, insulin rises, fat storage increases, and sleep quality declines. Poor sleep further worsens insulin resistance and inflammation, creating another destructive loop. Many seniors struggle with sleep without realizing that their evening food habit may be playing a significant role. What makes this situation even more dangerous is that processed fruit products are often disguised as health foods. Fruit cups, smoothies, flavored yogurts with fruit bars, and fruit-based snacks are heavily marketed to older adults. These products often contain added sugars, syrups, or fruit concentrates that behave just like refined sugar in the body. The label may look healthy, but the metabolic effect is anything but. This is why moderation alone is not enough. Seniors must be selective. The aging body needs foods that stabilize blood sugar, not foods that constantly challenge it. When sugar intake is reduced and chosen wisely, something remarkable happens. Inflammation decreases, energy becomes more consistent, cravings diminish, joint pain improves, mental clarity returns. The body shifts from a state of stress to a state of repair. Let me be very clear. The issue is not fruit itself. The issue is concentrated sugar without fiber, repeated spikes in blood glucose, and a metabolic system that is no longer equipped to handle excess. When seniors understand this, they stop blaming their bodies and start changing their choices. Your body is not betraying you. It is responding exactly as it should to what it is being given. When you remove the constant sugar overload from processed and high sugar fruits, you give your body the space it needs to heal. You allow your pancreas to rest, your liver to recover, your blood vessels to repair, and your brain to function more clearly. This is not about deprivation. It is about protection. Protecting your circulation, protecting your nerves, protecting your joints, protecting your mind. When you choose wisely, you are not giving something up. You are gaining control over your health, your energy, and your future. Now let's shift the conversation, because once you understand what harms the aging body, you must also understand what truly heals it. There are fruits that do far more than provide sweetness or flavor. When chosen correctly, they act like daily medicine, supporting the body gently, consistently, and safely. These are low sugar, high fiber fruits that work with your physiology instead of against it. For seniors, these fruits become powerful tools for longevity, clarity, and strength. Fiber is the key. Fiber slows digestion, stabilizes blood sugar, feeds beneficial gut bacteria, and reduces inflammation. As we age, fiber becomes even more important because the body loses some of its natural ability to regulate glucose and control inflammation on its own. Fruits rich in fiber do not overwhelm the bloodstream with sugar. Instead, they deliver nutrients gradually, allowing the body to use them efficiently and calmly. Take apples, for example. When eaten with the skin, apples provide soluble fiber that forms a gel in the digestive tract. This gel slows sugar absorption, supports healthy cholesterol levels, and feeds beneficial gut bacteria. A healthy gut does not just improve digestion, it reduces inflammation throughout the entire body. The gut communicates directly with the immune system and the brain. When gut health improves, energy improves, mood stabilizes, and inflammation declines. For seniors, an apple is not just a snack, it is a daily investment in metabolic stability. Blueberries are another example of fruit used as medicine. They are low in sugar compared to many fruits and extremely high in antioxidants called polyphenols. These compounds protect blood vessels, reduce oxidative stress, and improve blood flow to the brain. As we age, circulation to the brain naturally declines. Blueberries help counter this process, supporting memory, focus, and cognitive function. They also improve insulin sensitivity, meaning your body becomes better at handling sugar overall. This makes blueberries especially valuable for seniors concerned about diabetes or brain health. Strawberries offer similar benefits with an added advantage. They are exceptionally gentle on blood sugar. Their fiber content and low glycemic load make them ideal for seniors who want sweetness without metabolic stress. Strawberries support the health of blood vessels, helping arteries remain flexible and responsive. Healthy arteries mean better circulation, lower blood pressure, stress, and improved delivery of oxygen and nutrients to every cell. This directly impacts heart health, endurance, and physical vitality. Cherries deserve special attention because of their powerful anti-inflammatory effects. Chronic inflammation is at the root of many age-related conditions, including arthritis, joint pain, and muscle stiffness. Cherries contain natural compounds that reduce inflammatory markers in the body. They also support better sleep by influencing melatonin levels, which is critical for nighttime repair and recovery. When seniors sleep better, everything improves: blood sugar regulation, immune function, mental clarity, and physical healing. Kiwi is another fruit that often goes unnoticed but offers exceptional benefits for seniors. It supports digestion by stimulating gentle bowel movement and reducing bloating. Poor digestion leads to toxin buildup and increased inflammation. By improving digestive efficiency, kiwi helps the body eliminate waste more effectively. It is also rich in vitamin C and antioxidants that support immune function and tissue repair for aging bodies. Efficient digestion and strong immunity are essential foundations of health. Lemon is not typically eaten as a fruit, but when used correctly, it is one of the most powerful daily tools for seniors. Lemon supports liver detoxification, improves digestion, and enhances circulation. When used in water, especially in the morning, lemon gently stimulates the digestive system and prepares the body for efficient nutrient absorption throughout the day. Despite its acidic taste, lemon has an alkalizing effect once metabolized, helping to reduce systemic inflammation. What all these fruits have in common is that they do not create chaos inside the body. They do not spike blood sugar aggressively. They do not overload the liver. They do not feed inflammation. Instead, they create balance. They support the body's natural rhythms and allow healing processes to take place without interruption. Another important benefit of these healing fruits is their effect on muscle preservation. Stable blood sugar supports muscle repair and reduces muscle breakdown. When insulin is not constantly spiking and crashing, the body is better able to maintain lean tissue. This is critical for seniors as muscle strength protects against falls, improves balance, and supports independence. These fruits also support the cardiovascular system by improving blood vessel function and reducing plaque formation. Over time, improved circulation means warmer hands and feet, better endurance, and reduced strain on the heart. Many seniors notice improved energy simply because oxygen and nutrients are reaching tissues more efficiently. It is important to understand that healing fruits work best when eaten whole in appropriate portions and consistently. This is not about occasional consumption. It is about daily nourishment. Small amounts, eaten regularly, create cumulative benefits. The body responds to patterns, not isolated events. When seniors replace high-sugar fruit choices with these healing options, the results are often subtle at first but powerful over time. Inflammation decreases, digestion becomes smoother, energy becomes steadier, cravings diminish, mental clarity improves, the body begins to feel supported instead of stressed. This is how food becomes medicine. Not through extremes, not through restriction, but through intelligent, respectful choices that honor the needs of the aging body. When you choose fruits that heal instead of harm, you give your body exactly what it needs to age with strength, clarity, and dignity. Now, there is one more piece to this conversation that may be the most important of all, because even the healthiest fruit can become a problem if it is eaten the wrong way, at the wrong time, or in the wrong amount. For seniors, how and when fruit is eaten often matters more than the fruit itself. This is where many well-intentioned people unknowingly sabotage their own health. Let's start with timing. As we age, our bodies become less flexible in handling blood sugar fluctuations. In the morning and early afternoon, the body is generally more insulin sensitive. This means it can handle carbohydrates more efficiently. Later in the day, especially in the evening, insulin sensitivity declines. When fruit is eaten late at night, the sugar is far more likely to be stored as fat rather than used for energy. It also interferes with the body's natural nighttime repair processes. For many seniors, fruit in the evening leads to restless sleep, nighttime awakenings, and morning fatigue, even though the fruit itself seems harmless. Portion size is another critical factor. Fruit was never meant to be eaten in large quantities in one sitting. In nature, fruit is seasonal and limited. Today we have access to it year-round, which makes overconsumption easy. For seniors, large portions of fruit can overload the digestive system and bloodstream. Even healthy fruit should be eaten in modest amounts. A small bowl of berries, one apple, or one kiwi is enough to deliver benefits without stress. More is not better when it comes to fruit. Combination matters as well. Fruit eaten alone, especially on an empty stomach, can cause rapid sugar absorption. When fruit is combined with protein, healthy fats, or fiber-rich foods, digestion slows down and blood sugar becomes more stable. For seniors, this is extremely important. Adding a handful of nuts, a bit of yogurt, or eating fruit after a balanced meal can dramatically change how the body responds. The same fruit can be either supportive or disruptive depending on what it is eaten with. Another common mistake is replacing meals with fruit. Many seniors do this in an effort to eat light or lose weight, but fruit alone does not provide sufficient protein, essential fats, or key minerals needed for muscle maintenance, hormone balance, and tissue repair. Over time, this leads to weakness, fatigue, and muscle loss. Fruit should complement meals, not replace them. It works best as part of a balanced diet that includes protein and healthy fats. Let's also talk about preparation. Whole fruit is very different from blended or processed fruit. When fruit is blended into smoothies, especially without fiber-rich ingredients, it becomes much easier to consume large amounts quickly. The body receives a sugar load that it cannot regulate efficiently. For seniors, this often leads to blood sugar spikes and crashes. Chewing whole fruit slows consumption and digestion, giving the body time to respond appropriately. Listening to your body is essential. Aging bodies give feedback more quickly than younger ones. Bloating, joint pain, fatigue, brain fog, or sleep disturbances after eating fruit are not coincidences. They are signals. Many seniors ignore these signs because they believe fruit cannot be the problem. But when you pay attention and adjust timing, portion size, and combinations, those symptoms often improve dramatically. Another important consideration is consistency. Eating fruit sporadically or in large amounts one day and none the next creates instability. The body thrives on routine. Small, consistent portions of healing fruits allow the digestive system, blood sugar, and hormones to adapt and function smoothly. Consistency creates predictability, and predictability creates balance. Hydration also plays a role. Fruit contains water, but it should not replace proper hydration. Seniors often confuse thirst with hunger and reach for fruit when the body actually needs water. Drinking enough water throughout the day improves digestion and reduces unnecessary sugar intake. There is also the emotional aspect of eating fruit. Many seniors associate fruit with comfort, sweetness, and safety. This emotional attachment can lead to mindless eating. Becoming aware of why and how you eat fruit helps break this pattern. Eating with intention transforms food from a habit into a tool for healing. What happens when seniors get this right is remarkable. Blood sugar becomes more stable, energy levels even out, sleep improves, cravings decrease, digestion becomes smoother, the body feels calmer and more balanced. These changes are not dramatic overnight transformations. They are quiet improvements that build over time. This is the difference between eating fruit and using fruit wisely. One approach creates stress, the other creates support. The fruit does not change, your strategy does. Changing is not about restriction, it is about precision. The older you get, the more precisely you must care for your body. When you respect timing, portion size, combinations, and preparation, fruit becomes a powerful ally instead of a hidden enemy. So remember this, the goal is not to fear fruit, but to work with your body's natural rhythms. When you do that, food stops fighting you and starts healing you.